Welcome back to Marketing Champions here on Daily Ad Brief. I'm Howard Walpoff, your host. Again, we're talking about marketing with marketing experts from around the country. But today, we're talking with someone in London, and Ariel Brooks Benz from BB3. And Ariel, welcome to our conversation today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's our pleasure. I'm very excited to learn a lot more about you. So why don't we start with how you got started in the marketing industry?
Yeah, so I was in Manhattan probably about 17 years ago and went in for an interview at a really interesting direct response agency that was owned by somebody who had done a lot of those sort of this is now kind of pop hit CD sales types of advertising. And that was my first job in the industry. Working in, with these products like Pet Egg and other telebrand packs like Doggy Steps and these types of sort of big smash hits that you saw during the late 90s, early 2000s. So that's where I kind of got my first start.
Well, very exciting to have that type of opportunity because it really is a marketing that people don't think about a lot, but really is a lot of lessons and a lot of pieces that go into many things that we deal with on a daily basis.
Yeah, absolutely. The really cool thing about that is that we started at a place where we had to make sure that we were driving an ROI for our clients right out the gate. And at the time, a lot of advertising wasn't focusing on that. This was before the big internet.com sort of e-commerce brands popping out all over the place. So it was sort of early days for that accountability that agencies now are kind of held to across the board.
Exactly, and a great lesson for you in the process. So how does someone go from working in Manhattan there to running an agency in London of just a few years down the line?
Yeah, they always say it's always luck and timing, right? It's the combination of the two. I managed to move up pretty quickly among a few large agencies on both the East Coast and then on the West Coast. Sort of started off in the media buying, moved up to new business management, and through that sort of learned all the different pieces of the agency infrastructure and found the right opportunity and the right time about 12 years ago to bring on some people that I thought were really fantastic in the industry and create our own team.
Well, it is exciting to have your own agency to work with and to come with the different ideas for your clients. So when you're bringing on a new client, what kind of questions are you asking them to figure out the best ways for you to be able to tell their story?
Absolutely. So we try to look at each client from a media agnostic standpoint. We're born in the television space. That's where a lot of our team came from. But increasingly, as we know, all of our clients have Amazon stores. They have hopefully a very strong web presence. They have Google ads running. We do paid social. We do influencer marketing. So we do a lot of different media touch points. And to be really successful in this day and age, you really need to have all of those touch points. So we sit down and we discuss with the clients, where they are, what are their current pain points, what do they want to achieve, and where do they feel like their strengths and weaknesses are in the marketplace. And then we try to develop a strategy around that of what are going to be the touch points that need the most focus initially as we sort of build that 360 campaign that drives the consumer through that customer journey that, as we know now, is no longer just one touch point. It's oftentimes your television, potentially your CTV, an influencer mentions it, and then you might end up clicking on a Google ad at the end. So we're trying to make sure we're focusing on that entire journey and nurturing which of those parts need the most nurturing at the launch of the campaign.
Well, it definitely sounds like you have a big vision for your clients and creating a real marketing mix for them to get their messaging out there. And it sounds like you really have a strong team that can really pack a punch and get their messaging the right way out to an audience. So really thank you for coming and joining with us today and for sharing your story and all the great things that you're doing with your agency.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you all for joining us as well. It really is important to have a strong agency behind you when it comes to growing your marketing and to finding better and more efficient ways to grow your revenues. BB3 has a lot going for them, starting with Ariel and the team that she has. There's a lot more information you can learn about them here on Daily Ad Brief, so please check that out. But go and have a great rest of today, and we'll see you next time on Marketing Champions.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.